What's going on again, everybody? We've been talking about it for a while. I've made numerous videos on it. A bunch of other people have made numerous videos on it, but you're seeing it again, the left fracturing further and further apart. Because you got what's happening right now is you got your moderate Democrats, and then you got these new people like your AOCs and the younger people that are coming in there that don't know anything about governing economics, geoeconomics, geopolitical issues. They know nothing. You can watch their own interviews and you can see the way they're asked certain questions and they just don't really have an answer because they don't know. Well, the tension is dividing within the Democratic Party in between the moderates and your far left type people to the point where some some House Democrats are siding with Republicans on certain issues more than would be expected. This latest issue comes from a gun safety bill that the left was trying to put through, and as usual, the Republicans got it, looked at it, and said, "Okay, well, we're going to tweak this because we don't agree with it all the way." Which they shouldn't. They should pretty much leave the Second Amendment alone. But what's going on is it was somewhere around 13 to 15 or something. Democrats sided with the Republicans on a piece of this bill that stated that if you're an illegal immigrant and you're trying to purchase a firearm, well, ICE needs to be contacted because that's illegal for an illegal immigrant to even try to purchase a firearm. Just that act is illegal. But so of course your more moderate Democrats said, okay, that makes complete sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Let's go with that. And now these people are being shunned by the level of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez herself once more. Uh, Here in this article's from the Washington Post. Take it as you wish, but yeah, for the most part sums it up. It's a little bit of a lengthy article. I probably won't go through the whole thing just because. But House Democrats exploded in recommendations Thursday over moderates bucking the party, with liberal Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez threatening to put those voting with Republicans on a list for a primary challenge. Now, this is how she got her position, is through primary. They didn't take her seriously. None of the Democrats cared. I'm sure they're kicking themselves in the butt for that one now, that they have her in their side of the government, and she's causing a lot of issues. But yeah, so this is her own little personal thing. She loves the primary. She won that way, so she adores this system. It's a system that usually doesn't have to come up too much. Most incumbents aren't primaried by someone from their own political party. Just it doesn't really happen that much. But I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of it with the far left and the Democrats starting all this infighting. So it's going to be interesting how this one plays out, because this is going to play out over years and years. In a closed door sessions, a frustrated speaker, Nancy Pelosi, lashed out about 24 moderates and pressured them to get on board. Okay, so it was about 24. That was more than I thought. We are either a team or we're not, and we have to make that decision, Pelosi said, according to two people present but not authorized to discuss the remarks publicly. Now, see, there's a couple things wrong with that statement. We're either a team or we're not. No, that should be the mentality that she should be thinking about when thinking about passing a bill that needs bipartisan effort. We're a team. We're an American team. This is one of the problems to me with the two-party system of government, is these are two different teams. They're supposed to be fighting for one team, the American people. But they're not doing that. They're fighting each other. So that's one problem I have. It's not just Republicans versus Democrats. It's it's kind of hard. Just it's hard for me to put into words at the moment. But it's pro America or you're not pro America really. If you're voting for with the far left, those aren't pro American sentiments going with those votes. Those are crazy globalist sentiments going with those votes. And that's a big difference between even the moderate Democrats and the far left Democrats. At least moderate Democrats are understanding, okay, this is going to help America? Are we helping our team? But the people further to the left of that are saying this isn't helping the Democratic Party, our Democratic Party, because they have pretty much, AOC herself has said, get out of the way. If you're not going to take charge, just get out the way. See, she is a dangerous person. She is her mindset's dangerous. She's ignorant to a lot of the facts that she needs as a person in the government. She's very ignorant. She makes a lot of little idle threats to people in her own party. And she's an authoritarian. And you can hear that from just about any of her public speaking engagements. It's her way or the highway, and she's pretty much said those words. I'm in charge. I'm in power. You get out of here. She has no power. None of these people have any power. They have the power that we put in them. We, the people, put that power in them. By themselves, they have no power. Without us, they have no power. But yeah, it's getting real interesting. As I've said many times. Because I love watching this. It's funny to see the rupture of the Democratic Party because of how insane the far left side of it's gone, and then how just in between two rocks the moderates are, because they have their own views, and their views are generally not bad. There's been certain issues where I've sided with moderates in the past, moderate Democrats, that is, in the past. But few and far between, but there have been some that made sense. But this far left thing, which used to only be a fringe, that used to be something just like the far right. It's a fringe. They're so far out there that they were not a worry for the majority of the time. Now, the people from the far left are coming over and butting right up against the moderates and the centrists, which isn't going to work out for the Democratic Party as a whole, because they're not going to be able to get anything done within their own party if things keep going the way they're going. Unless it could always happen that the left just becomes the left, and Democrats themselves are pretty much kaput. We've been seeing through the years a lot of, what was his name? Started the Walkaway Foundation, Brandon Straka or something. But we've been seeing a lot of those stories where people are just fed up with the left. They don't like the path that party's taken. And so there's a real possibility that the left is going to be going away as the Democratic Party and becoming more towards the left as a socialistic type party or something. I don't know. I don't quite know. But yeah, back to this article. Yeah, right here it explains what started it. Triggering the blow-up was Wednesday's vote on a bill to expand federal background checks for gun purchases. 26 moderate Democrats joined Republicans in amending the legislation, adding a provision requiring that ICE be notified if an illegal immigrant seeks to purchase a gun. like I said, that sounds like a completely reasonable thing. It's someone who's not allowed to own a firearm trying to get a firearm. It seems like the left would be real on top of that, but it just shows that they don't they don't care about U.S. citizens' safety. They care about the illegal immigrants' safety and all that above us. That's not very American of them. That infuriated liberals who have railed against ICE's role in conducting mass deportations and embarrassed Democratic leaders who couldn't keep their members in line on a high-profile bill. Shouldn't they should be embarrassed for not liking that measure. That's the embarrassing part. Those Democrats that voted for it, they get it. They understand. The Democratic infighting reflects a fractured caucus and diverse freshman class, with dozens of moderates elected in districts that President Trump won in 2016 at odds with hard-charging liberals. The split has exposed divisions among Pelosi and her top lieutenants, Majority Leader Steny H. Hoyer and Majority Whip James Clyburn, over the party strategy to keep its newfound majority. That's all this is. That's all it ever is with the Democrats is power. They're very power hungry, super power hungry people. When they don't have the power, all they do is scheme and try to find ways of amassing that power. Republicans have capitalized on the divide using legislative tactics to split politically vulnerable moderates from the party leadership. In the coming months, votes on health care, the environment, and spending bills could cause more extreme breaks in the Democratic ranks. While the party's left wing has gotten outsized attention for its aggressive moves to push Democrats in their direction, the splintering faction is made up of the party's moderates, many of them freshmen taking their first congressional votes. They insist they are not going to be dissuaded from voting with their districts, and many are warning that the majority control is at stake. Well, I would say that's true. They should be pretty worried, but they shouldn't be worried about us Republicans. They should be worried about the extremists in their own party. We're just going to kind of sit back and watch this unfold because there's nothing more we can do. We can give you a pillow to rest your head on if you want to come over to the happy, sane side of politics, which sounds crazy. Yeah, the Republicans are the happy party. Hate to tell you. We're not miserable and moping around all the time like our dog just got killed. But yeah, it's a very interesting story. I think we're going to see a lot more of this unfold. The left is hurting very badly from within, and I don't see it getting much better. I don't see it getting much better at all. But yeah, I'm gonna get off here. This one, it's been already pretty long, so as always, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.